A portion of today's program made possible by a grant from Tower Hobbies, the world's leading supplier of radio-controlled models and other hobby supplies. Long before X-ray existed, Yuri began designing and manufacturing slot cars. 1979 saw the development of a new nitro vehicle, and as several years passed, Yuri again broke new ground, offering centrally mounted front shocks and an anti-roll bar. 1988 issued in the first nitro off-road buggy. Today, 3D CAD workstations resulted in a virtual prototype of today's featured four-wheel drive sedan, the X-Ray T1. Sophisticated software was used to analyze drivetrain performance and to virtually test different layouts. All aspects of the design, from arm movements to the stress characteristics of plastic parts, were studied. State-of-the-art machinery was used to create top-quality parts. Many hundreds of hours are required to make just one mold. Yuri personally checked the fit and finish on the prototypes and the final production model. A simple peek inside the box lets you know right from the start this is no ordinary kit. The chassis arrives assembled, but don't get too excited. You'll have to take it apart to build the kit. Now, X-Ray includes an excellent instruction manual and a full-color 31-page setup book. Nice touch, X-Ray. The components of the T1 are first-rate. They include a carbon fiber chassis, lightweight aluminum outdrives that are hard-coated for extra strength and wear resistance, and heavy-duty spring steel dog bones. The T1 utilizes a dual belt setup with an externally adjustable differential. The four oil-filled coil-over shocks come courtesy of Team Serpent. The plastic dampeners come equipped with white hard springs and a knurled aluminum knob to adjust dampening. Our staff was amazed at the quality and fit of the T1's parts. This is not your run-of-the-mill kit. Made with the finest quality materials available and manufactured with exacting standards, the X-Ray T1 has set the benchmark in quality for the four-wheel drive sedan class. The T1 was designed from the ground up to allow complete and easy adjustability. Pivot ball suspension, droop screws in the suspension arms, and captured hinge pins round out the T1 suspension. The rear arms can be slid front and rear on their hinge pins to adjust the wheelbase up to 9 mm. Clips on the spacers hold the settings. The body and tires are left up to the racer, but wheels are included in the kit. The T1 performs as good as it looks. Its list of features like carbon diff balls, full ball bearings, aluminum servo mounts, and a host of race-winning standard features combine to make the T1 X-Ray stand out from the rest of the pack. So what does it take to build your own RC racetrack? A lot of hard work and sweat. On this particular day, it was extremely hot. The first step was to spread all the dirt that we had trucked in. Now this used to be our off-road track, but what we did is we had some more dirt brought in, we flattened out the clay, and you'll see that shortly, and then we spread it all over, and actually what you're looking at ended up being our parking lot at the very end of the track, but you're going to see that. Then the next step, what we want to do is we want to roll it and compact it and smooth the ground out, because there's several steps involved, and you need to make sure that that ground is nice and smooth so you have a nice level surface. So that's very important, because this is going to be on-road. We're going to specialize in sedans. You'll see the roller right there. It's making sure everything is even, very smooth. Then we're going to put on the lime rock. Now we had several truckloads of lime rock brought in, and that proved to be very expensive, so there's no getting around it here in Florida. We're in Southwest Florida. You need that lime rock to add stability. And there's the clay that you see. That we had trucked in from Tampa at about $450 a load, and we had a whole bunch of loads, and it was kind of a shame to bulldoze it, but we had no choice to put in the on-road asphalt track. So you can see them here, they're dumping it, and then they're going to go ahead and they're going to spread that rock and smooth it out once again. Now our track's approximately 110 by 80, so it's a fairly good sized racetrack. Now what you see him applying, that's an adhesive that helps the asphalt stick to the rock, and that whole track has to be sprayed with that because you don't want the asphalt peeling up later on, especially with the high heat that we have here in Florida. That's going right on. They did that. It probably took them about 45 minutes or less to do that entire surface, so that wasn't a big deal. There's the big boy. There's the heavy equipment. Now that's what's actually rolling on the hot asphalt, and you'll see them in a minute. They're going to truck in the asphalt, they pour it in the hopper, and then it's a very slow process, but believe it or not, they had the whole surface paved in a couple hours. So it looks really slow, and it is slow, but it goes surprisingly fast. They make sure that the corners are beveled and tight so they don't start breaking away. They'll make minor adjustments on the equipment. This was a 2-day process. It took a day to prepare the property, and then it took another day to pave it. But it worked out really well, and we'll show you the completed thing. And this footage is sped up a little bit, but they just follow the lines that they had painted on the rock, and they'll put row after row, and then what they do finally is they're going to go ahead and roll that again. So basically they lay down the track, the asphalt's going on right on top of the lime rock. Now our track is very smooth, so we're able to run micro RS scores or pan cars or anything else, and when we race, we're able to race without the aid of a sugar water or anything else. Here you see them filling the hopper. They're going to go ahead and roll it to get it nice and smooth. It takes some money, it takes some time, but it's not impossible. Or you could just use your local parking lot. Stay tuned, Cliff Shamil is going to be up next. The Teddy from Pico is, you guessed it, a hand launcher. The day we flew our Teddy was almost perfect. I say almost because Cliff was attempting his first flight in 15-mile-per-hour gust. He is truly amazing. He can and has flown everything.
Looks like it.
The Teddy is an all-foam plane that features a wooden spar in the wings and down the center of the fuselage for added strength.